Besides, let me say one thing quickly, just to add to your point. To add to your point.
I won't finish the point.
No, I would like to add it when you can finish. It's the issue of complexity. That living in today's, let us face it, Wale, as a man in today's society, the amount of pressure that we are under to deliver according to what is expected of us is great. So do the young ones understand that coming through? Are we telling them that, look, these are the things you're going to have to deal with and confront? All I'm saying, Wale, is that there is a lot of denial going on. And we need to really be honest with one another and confront the real issues. Because even as globalization is affecting Nigeria 10 years ago is very different from Nigeria today. Does the young Igbo trader understand that the Chinese guy is about to take his market share away from him, even within Nigeria? It's already happening. So they are already finding ways in which they can confront these issues and stay on top of their game. So the issues are complex. Like any society in the world, we are not the only ones going through challenges. Every society around the world is going, it's just that we are having to deal with that in a much more compressed framework of time than most other societies. That's all.
Yeah. Apologies, you were making a point.
Right, thank you. Now, this issue of it's not a Nigerian thing alone. Joe made an example of the African-American issue on mentoring. About 3 weeks ago, a Harvard professor and Bill Cosby came together. They'd written a book together. And now, the highest cost of death amongst African-Americans aged between 15 and 29, men, is no longer heart disease. It's homicide. And it's black on black. So, where's the mentoring there? Now, the book is Common People. You know, it's a wake-up call. But I'm saying that it goes everywhere. It goes everywhere. Nigerians, I think, in the generality, those, and I'm talking about enlightened people, and I'm not talking about educationally enlightened, just people, whether they've gone to school or not, people who have sought to improve themselves, they seek change. They seek change in everything in their own lives, and they seek change in governance, in the manner of governance.
So you are saying now that there's no need for a structured mentoring system, that we already have it?
How do you structure a mentoring system, Fumilola? How do you structure? I don't want us to use highfalutin terms. How do you structure a mentoring system for other people? You can't structure my own mentoring. You have no idea. Like Kobina said now, he spoke about theater. How do you structure my mentoring of people? You have no idea. So you stick to your business and I stick to mine. But I think that it already exists. That's what I believe here. It already exists.
It already exists. If it exists in some form. I just want to go further.
Yeah.
You know, if it exists in some form, why then the dysfunction? So we want to see in what areas can we improve what exists.
Yes.
Is that what we're talking
yes,
about?
I think
if you say there's no, because I want to go back to the issue of denial.
Yeah.
Because if we are not careful, what we'll be doing is we are denying.
What are we denying now? Can we state that in a statement? What are we denying? What are Nigerians in denial of?
The need to prepare boys to be men, and not to be men who take their ego and suppresses everybody lower than them, who they consider lower than them in their society, but men who can progressively take their community to a place of, you know, wherever it is they call a good society. That's a man. Now that's a man, and that's the kind of men I want to see.
I don't think anyone in his right mind should, you know, be in denial.
For anybody, a right man shouldn't drive against traffic, but they do.
No, but you know something. I unfortunately, I don't think that the men really do want to change. I don't think so. I don't think it's and I also think that this mentoring will not happen by accident. Otherwise, mentoring will take place in some form, and it does take place. But we're talking about a deliberate effort to pass on certain lessons to our youth. When we look at our culture, when it wasn't an accident, or people lived with their uncles or fathers, but there was a time when there was some guy who would take the whole team into the bush, if you like, and do something. It was deliberate. What we need here is a deliberate effort to say, I want to go through a mentoring relationship, not a relationship. Mentoring will happen whether we like it or not, because people will learn from us. People will look at your lifestyle.
All right, guys, I've got to run off of it. I just have one quick question to ask. If I didn't ask that, this show just won't work for me. What kind of woman is physically attractive to a man? I don't know. You know, that's the thing that, you know, women never get. You know, it seems like what women think men like is different from what men like. What do men like? who is the perfect woman?
Different strokes for different forms.
That's the only. Wale is bang on the money on that one.
But I can tell you something too. With men like peace, you know, a peaceful woman. I'm not saying a docile whatever. A woman who doesn't fight. You know, I can say that. You know, when Fumilola, why are you smiling like that? When I say fight, someone who will, you know, just fight.
You know. Okay, so men want different strokes. I mean, physically, this is a big argument. You've always had physically that men like women to be. What do men like? You say different strokes for different.
But I think it still applies as different strokes for different. And I think the essence of what attracts a woman to a man evolves again over time, because there's what initially attracts, but there's also what sustains the attraction, and they're two different things. And I think that's what most women don't recognize. There's what immediately about you attracts a man to you. But obviously, like anything else, attraction is fickle.
Right.
So once that is over and done with, how are you going to keep this man attracted to you? What are the signals you're going to recognize about him?
He had better be your friend.
And vice versa, I must say.
Usually
that is going to now keep
last question.
attracted.
Can I make a contribution here? I think the key thing, despite your body type, despite whether you are big-boobed or big-butted, whatever.
It works too.
Whatever works is that whatever you have, take care of it. What truly, I tell you, all men are disgusted by women who don't take pains about it. Whatever you have, because listen, different men like different things. So you would always find somebody who likes whatever you have.
But take care of what you like.
But take care of whatever you have. Take care of it.
Should we? Are men monogamous?
By nature?
By nature. Can men be monogamous? I don't want to go to that nature. Can men be monogamous?
Yes, I think men can be when the right level of the cost of monogamy.
Notice that Kumina said men can be.
No, but it's true, because you take one society which I'm fascinated by is Italy, which is a typical Western society, but where men in their behavior obviously have a lot of mistresses, have a lot of don't act any differently from how we tend to act in Africa around women. America is interesting in that I don't think men in America are any different, but the cost is so high. And just the cost of living in a modern society like America, where are you going to find the time? And the cost of keeping two women in a society like that.
Or alimony when she finds out.
Thank you. So these are really the things that condition behavior.
Right.
Let's really examine it from that standpoint.
There's no cost, it's correct. Because divorce costs the bomb there.
That's the point.
They will take your house, they will take your car, take everything.
So you think
in Nigeria, you will tell the woman, leave my house.
Why would you sign prenuptial agreements in America when you're a very wealthy person? I mean, Oprah got her boyfriend, or the guy she was going to get married to, they didn't get married after all, but she was going to sign a prenup agreement.
Donald Trump says you're stupid if you don't.
If you don't. So clearly, it's a whole different framework. It's a cultural issue. And it's about the economics of it.
Right.
So Africa.
Listen, I've been married for a long time. Maybe, I don't know about marriage. I tell you this. My wife is a strong woman, right? The economic and social cost of looking at any of the girls is too expensive to bear. And that's the bottom line. That's just the bottom line. It's not because I think I'm particularly morally or more moral.
Not moral.
You are a wise man.
All right, gentlemen, I must thank you for coming this morning and sharing time. Thank you very much. I mean, everybody being so busy finding the time. Wale, Joe, and Kobina, thank you very much. Right, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. It's an ongoing process.